There was this moment in class where she cued us to hold on to the pole and just fling our bodies around and come around on the other side and catch ourselves with the other arm. And when you're in the class and you're doing the thing, you're not thinking about anything. I had no idea the impact that this was going to cause me. So I just innocently followed the cues, grabbed onto the pole, and just ran and flung my body out and came around. And it happened exactly how she said. But after this, I was just looking at my arm. You know, after the class, when I left, I was standing in the street. I crossed the street, and I remember looking at my arm and thinking, how strong have I become that I can hold my whole body weight with just this one hand? So welcome to Stratosphere Massage. This last video here about getting high frequency and how you can become invincible is all thanks to my athletic pole training. None of this course, none of this channel, nothing would exist if I hadn't entered athletic pole training, because this was the ultimate transformation from my lowest point, which was the death of my dog. I spiraled down. If you want to see the series, it's a series of 8 where I tell you the 4 things that dropped my frequency. And now we're on the 4 things that rose my frequency up. And we're on the last one, which is athletic pole training and pole training. Now, it's not specifically the pole, right? It's not specific to that. But I think this can really help you have an idea of what is the intensity that you might be needing to look into to stabilize where you're at and why it hasn't been working, whatever it is you've been doing that you've trying, that you have been continually hitting under, staying underwater, like it's getting better, and then it's down, and then it's getting better, it's down. When are you going to be able to break through? And I say not even be above water, right? Like, when are we going to walk on water? And I arrived here, I appeared here after 10 years of this whole journey, and I decided this could be a course. I did it with my life trial and error. I didn't even know I was trying. I mean, all of us unconsciously were like, I want to get better. I want to feel better. I hope I'm better. What can I do to be better? We're all moving in this direction. But I hadn't set it out as a plan. But that is actually what has ended up being the Become Vibrant course. It has been a culmination of all these aspects and twists and turns that I've taken, and there's a link in the description for you to go and check that out if that's something that you're interested in, not just like being with your head above, but you're like, I want to rock, right? I want to be a rock star. In this case, I didn't even want to be a pole dancer, but I ended up rocking the pole, and I honored myself by giving myself the thumbnail picture. This was my second performance that I did with my school. And even then, I still wasn't able to sustain the high because I was missing one factor. We'll get into that factor at the end of the video so you can see what brings this all full circle. So number 1, even though there's not numbers here, but what does athletic pole train give you? Tremendous strength. So we're not talking average human strength that people need to do average daily things. Like, it's not an average daily thing that you can lift your whole weight. And not only lift your whole weight, but like pull yourself up and invert and raise your weight up over yourself, right? And on top of it all, pull off some fancy move while you're up there, right? That is not your average normal level of strength. Even maybe sane humans would be like, why? Why would you? That's how we look at extreme sports. I definitely consider athletic pole an extreme sport. I didn't think about it that way when I started because I never intended to get as far as I got. I needed to do something. I needed to explore something that the yoga wasn't meeting. I was running. I said the running wasn't doing it. I was trying. I mean, I have normally been physically active forever, and nothing was clicking. And I'll tell you why. It's in the next thing. The next thing that athletic pole gave me was a level of intensity that was able to even out my level of intensity of pain. So these others were gentler ways, but my wound was deep. My wound was down there. I cannot fathom where I was at. And the intensity that I needed was like, and even the effort, even just going at it. It reminded me of that movie. I don't know what it's called, but there's like this, it's a missionary movie, and they go to South America, and then they tell the guy tells him that he was feeling all the guilt because he had killed his brother, and that he wanted to pay for it, and that they were going to go and climb up this mountain and find this tribe of Indians that were up there, and he was going to carry all of the bag of pots, pans, boxes, I don't know, like he punished himself, going up there. He needed this intensity because even the other monk, I guess that you could say that was with him, was like, this is unnecessary. This is crazy. Let's let him go. They're like, that's not how it works. Like, this was his own self-healing that he needed. And that's how I saw the intensity that I needed was at the level of the unconscious pain that I was still feeling. So I was able, it's not like I went to the class in pain. It was there buried and I couldn't access it. But through this kind of training, I was able to find it. There's also a little trick and mixture of that. I was always a dancer, and there was something about the movement of the body on the pole has a different connection than just training, right? Just running, just doing like the TRX thing, like this didn't have an emotional connection versus holding on and twisting through and all of this kind of more contortive motions, right? But they were more circular, more spiral, since we're here on the spiral stuff. So the intensity of whatever sport you're at needs to equal or surpass the pain that you were in. Another aspect, this one was key for sure, is that athletic pole training makes you face your fears. Your fears, and sometimes everyone else's together, because it's such a supportive community that when you're watching someone do an extremely complex and hard move, you're like, you're living your fear and the release of it through them. You're like hoping that they can make it, that they can nail it, that they can do it, because if they do, then you have access to releasing this fear yourself. So there's a lot of inversion in the body, and if you don't know this is the equivalent in the mind to my world upside down. That's why in yoga there's a lot of upside down postures, because life is not just head over heart, right? But you got to get the heart over the head. And it's a different mind. Plus, it gives you a different perspective. It's a different angle. So here's the trick, huh? And they're all tricks. I love that they call them tricks on the pole. You're upside down on the pole, and you have to squeeze your legs, your thighs, whatever it is, because if you don't, you will fall down with your head first. Like the one vital area, like your whole body is trained to protect your head and your brain and your eyes. And here you are hanging upside down. There's a trick that's called crucifix. So you're pressing your legs around the pole and your arms are open and your head is there first. So with the maximum, most potent, intense, deepest area of your soul, you are squeezing that pole because you are facing your fear of falling head on. Now, how many times do we get to face our fear of falling head on? And if you watch pole bloopers, well, you've probably seen that they do fall head on. There, the trick is like, will you get up and do it again? So there's a lot of this that you face the fear, maybe it conquers you that time, but will you come back the next time? There's something about it that every time you return, it's a new fear that gets abolished. Like it gets pulverized. It doesn't stand a chance anymore. The level of invincibility that starts growing within you just like turns all these little things to dust. It's just an amazing thing to watch happen inside your head. Now, that was like maybe third year or fourth year. Get up on the pole, do the crucifix, hold it there like nothing. Like, what happened? What happened to that fear? I was horrified, terrified. The first few times I let go of my hands, I'm upside down. Can my legs hold me? You want me? No. You're like hugging on like this to the pole. It's an amazing transformation experience. So the fourth thing, oh my goodness, the fourth thing. This one you probably will not expect was clarity. So the clarity you get once you're doing all of this and you assimilate that you are actually not the person you thought you were. This clarity of your identity starts to become revealed to you. The woman you were before is not the woman you are now, and you actually cannot go back. I even think to myself, even if I stopped training pole, the identity of that woman that did all the things that I've done during these 10 years will stick with me forever. And thanks to those 10 years, I went ahead and got certified. If you watch the video on, I think it was the second one of Raising the Vibration where I went to college, there you can explore what a certification does also to the self-esteem in the mind. So not only was this leveling me up, but on top of it all, I'm like, all right, I'm going to train this and I'm going to teach other people how to do this because this is madness. Know that we can start from not even, it took me 3 months to climb the pole, right? I'm like, it's madness. Like, it's a metal pole. Like, how? I would watch people and be like, it's unbelievable. How does that person do it? And then see yourself 3 months later, I'm like, I did it. I did. Like, it's continual affirmations of, I did it here. I did it there. I did it. She did it. They did it. We're doing it. Right? There's so much celebration. All right. So there I got clarity and I got certified. That also bumped me up. And then embodying your maximum potential. Just when you like finish or execute a trick and you just get off, you're just like, I know, it's just like it's amazing. It's amazing. This high, vibrant frequency is part of you now. So feeling it in your body and moving through your life from those days afterwards, you want everyone to have that. Because anything that comes at you, from then on, you're like, I can handle it. I can do it. So I was going to tell you, there is one aspect to this extreme intensity and the strength. Oh my gosh, the strength is so important. I'll give you a little side note on the strength before I go into what is the opposing pole of intensity. So the side note is, if you want to grow as a person and explore your full potential, your body needs to be strong enough to contain that. So if I wanted to be a person that was well and walking on water and feeling vibrant, the body I had 10 years ago was not going to be able to support me in that journey. So without knowing, weaving it together as I got stronger and got more vibrant only made sense to my psyche, in my mind, in my brain, that it's available to you now. Now you can live this new life because the container is strong enough to do it. So that's a little side note. And the extremes from intensity was that through massage therapy, that was another one of my high vibration moments, was doing something I love. The passion of my career was that I discovered that between high athletic intensity sports that dig deep and allow you to release profound levels of pain, you can also find down here, can't see it since in the video, but way down here where you can find relaxation, calm, ease, and in this state, allow your nervous system to feel pleasure. Let it know that it's okay to feel good without exerting any effort. This is being able to receive massage, for example, therapy, just letting yourself melt and someone work on you and just like, or I discovered I started doing it for myself. If you can't get in for a session, what is it like to just soak in the bathtub for extended time? Just invite every single muscle to undo itself. And I remember this, and I think it's a juicy little fact when they compare it to the cat. So when the cat is sleeping in the sun, and I remember my beautiful little cat, Nuna, may she rest in peace, I would pick her up and it was just like her body was just like complete trust, complete, on like every single muscle was just oozing off the bone, right? Yet she had full access to full strength and potency when she was outside about to catch a bird or climb a tree. She was just like, complete, every single muscle is available to her, because if you can relax it all the way, then that means the moment of activation also can go all the way. So I realized the more I allowed myself to have peace and rest and learn to enjoy this, not think, but I need to be active, but I need to be doing something. I shouldn't be resting right now. I should be getting things done. Allow myself to live this experience, because I'm a massage therapist. I'm trying to train people's muscles, bodies, nervous system, circular system, nervous system, breathing system for calm. I'm inviting them for pause. I'm saying, here is an hour, let's drop, let's sink in. So if I want them to live this experience, I have to know what it feels like in myself, because I transfer that directly. So I trained myself to be able to do full unplug, no? Because if I can unplug, I can work on this person in an unplugged state. Obviously, I'm applying muscular pressure. My body is active, but my mind is not chattering. And these are obviously very successful sessions for me, is what I call, where we go on some kind of journey on some other world, because I'm in the tissues, they can feel the entrance to the, it's a state of being that is unnatural. And you know what's also a little bit strange? That normally you would think at your home, in a safe place, maybe at bed or resting, or you would think that your most accentuated time of ease would be on your own territory. So it's really interesting to be like, how can it be that I feel better in the therapy room? That is some magic. And I've experienced that magic also going to receive therapy from my primary therapist that I go see. And that's how I realized that athletic pole training and deep, profound pleasure for the nervous system is what it doesn't hold a balance in the middle. It's not even here. It holds a balance higher up. It's like 2 inches above that, what I see. It's like it holds you in a state of harmony. And when harmony is happening, everything is music, right? There's this flow. And this is a beautiful state to be in, because anything that arises to you gets incorporated into the music. It becomes a drum, it's a violin, it's a kind of drama, like whatever it is, but you are the DJ, right? Versus how we normally feel like things are happening to us and it doesn't incorporate, it doesn't flow. There's a whole myriad of things. When we're off kilter, everything else seems like it's unwired, untethered as well. So this final vibration, this exploration that I had, has been over the last 2 years, where I have been putting together, how can someone condense this in a monthly format? At least get a taste of it. Because I'm not saying everyone can do, maybe the drop is more accessible, and I think a lot of people with the hurried life, that style that we live in nowadays, maybe start with that. But for sure the other is necessary, because this can bring us down and keep us in peace. But to extract the unconscious things that are hidden, that we've pushed down underneath, you need the high intensity. Because if we only hold peace, is like everybody's like, I even read once, no, the soul is searching for peace, and this is so true. And having peace is key. But then, do I have the kind of peace that if something rocks my boat, I don't crack and sink? So this is what kind of the invincibility of the other means. That the crack for me symbolizes in your rowboat, like metaphorically speaking, that there was something unresolved further down. And we can always construct a little rowboat that has been parched back together and put back together. But then anything and things are going to happen in life, right? So whatever, I don't have a metaphor for this, but whatever is better than a cracked rowboat that you fixed, there you would want. You want that. You want whatever this new construct is, where your vessel, I'd say your own body, knows, like my idea is kind of the let's walk on water, where we're feeling so elated, so overjoyed. So it doesn't mean, there's a confusion there. I'm going to go on a little bit more. But don't think just that because you're in high vibration, that means that you're just like, cha, 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 ah. Like, you can't, nobody can sustain that all day long, right? At one time, the ATP within your muscle is going to be like, give us a break. But that's why I tell you, you need this, and then hold here. Don't hold in the middle, hold up here. And the Become Vibrant course is tailored to help you do that here. That's the whole goal. And this is just an underlying state of being that you know you're here. Changes everything. When you know where you're at, where am I? Am I just here barely? Do I know I'm underneath? According to where you know. So, if you want to do the Become Vibrant course, There's a recognition call that you must do first. I'll put the link also there because you need to book the call to have an assessment of what is it that keeps cracking your little rowboat? What is it that keeps having the boat sink or break apart? That's where you need to access first to figure that out, to then apply that to the physical aspects of the whole thing. I don't have it here. I am going to make a video that kind of describes and walks you through what the Become Vibrant course would be like, because I think that will be easier. This video was just to let you know how it all came to be, what the end result is, and how athletic pull saved my life. Saved my joyous life, that's for sure. All right, I'll see you in the next video, and just remember, every day we wake up stronger. Bye.